Hello. The building over there is an abandoned Shari restaurant on Lancaster Drive Southeast in Salem, Oregon. This time we'll be exploring inside, so let's go for it. Shari again. Signs are left behind, just for inspecting. You can see the old school Shari logo right behind the red bar. Crazy, right? This used to be another sign for Oregon lottery. Got cardboards in the pallet. As far as you know, this space is for lease. It can be food service, retail, or an office. We're about to enter the place. Ta-da, we are officially inside an abandoned Shari restaurant. This is the recipe we're seeing right now. Looks like there was a payphone here at one point. Anyway, this building was built in 1993 and then went out of business in October 2024. We're about to enter the lobby. There aren't much lighting going on in here. There are two seats on both sides of the wall for customers to use while waiting when the place was busy. There is partial damage on the right side. Not good. At least the other one is still intact. It had to go on a plaque just to hang on the wall with the employees' names. It was taken down years before they shut down for good, which is too bad. I have something to say about these particular series. I have been wanting to film this place for a while because of my childhood series. I used to come here all the time growing up. I have so many things to say about this place. Anyway, I believe the first time I came here was in the mid-2000s as a kid. Even during the late 2000s, my parents and I would come here for breakfast. I remember having a pancake melt with scrambled eggs and apple juice in a plastic cup. My mom always collected those plastic cups every time we came here, and to this day she still has them in the laundry room cabinet. It feels surreal being inside after a long time. There used to be a bakery sign at one point. Luckily I was able to rescue that sign. Right now it's safe in my room. Anyway, while we were dining here, my mom had scrambled eggs and toast, and I don't remember what my dad ate. I would ask my mom to share some eggs with me because they were so good back then. I did the same thing with my grandma once. I used to do that every time I came to see series. I also remember that all the bills used to be green before they were changed to brown. I honestly prefer the green ones over the brown ones, in my opinion. Can't believe my childhood series out of business. There used to be tables and chairs in the middle dining area. I think there were like 4 or 5 tables back then. The carpet must have got changed many years ago. Here's the bus station. We'll check closer in a moment. We're gonna check the solarium. Oh wow, I can see all the tables and chairs are tucked away in there. I remember being seated in those 2 large booths here years ago. Aside from that, sometimes in the early 2010s, there were 3 great servers who knew me and my family. Their names were Manny, Betty, and Kim. It's really interesting that I used to remember our usual orders. When there were our servers, they would sometimes chat with us for a bit about how we have been doing. I think we even invited my cousin from New Jersey here during spring break in 2016, I believe. My other family members in the Salem area were involved too. Here's a closer look at the bus station. I remember during Mother's Day, Shari was giving away roses to all the moms, including my mom. No good it is, man. Now let's talk about the service. The server menu was super cool and was really chill with us. Years later, in 2017, the craziest part was that I asked if he had Facebook, and she said yes. He gave me a note, and I wrote down my full name. He did the same for me. Sometime in the summer of 2017, Manny invited us to his daughter's birthday party, and we're glad he accepted. I thought that was so surprising. I wasn't expecting that at all. The birthday cake was really good, and the Mexican food was tasty too. Overall, it's not every day that a server invites customers to his daughter's birthday party. Here she at the door. Got the screen in the really cheap kitchen. Portrait door has been sadly ripped. Let's see if the water still works. It does. There was a PA system for the customer's order. Speaking of Manny, he even sent me an invitation to like his landscaping business page on Facebook, and I did. We're in the service passageway. Here we had a soda fountain being left behind. Anyway, I remember one time when my parents and I were finished grocery shopping at the nearby Winco Foods, got into the car, and I happened to see Manny taking a break outside behind the exit door, so I waved at him and he waved back. Also, there were other times when I decided to stay home alone while my parents went shopping. They happened to see Manny and his family, and he wondered where I was. My parents didn't have to lie to him, but they made up an excuse and told him I was doing homework, when in reality I was just playing video games on my iPad. Manny believed it and was glad to hear that. Here's another buzzing station. Now as for Betty, she was super sweet and kind with us. There was a time when my parents and I went to Walmart in Lancaster. We happened to see her. We chatted for a bit. Betty and Manny would sometimes see us service, while Kim rarely was. She was super friendly and sweet too. Anyway, one time, my parents also invited one of my old high school friends to here at the Shari in 2018 to have breakfast. Also in late 2018, after my high school cross-country meet somewhere in Lebanon, my classmates and I were deciding where to eat. I suggested that we eat at Shari's. They agreed, and I was hoping we would eat at the Shari's in Lebanon since that was the closest. I was surprised we didn't eat there and just passed by it. One of my classmates assured me that we were going to eat at Shari's. We ended up eating at the Shari's in the evening in the solarium that you showed you a while ago. Our coach told us not to order anything too expensive and wanted us to keep it under $10, I think. I don't remember exactly. However, I ordered scrambled eggs, ham, and pancakes, which cost more than $10. I don't think my coach noticed. Not sure I was the only one who ordered something over $10, or some of my classmates did the same. Other than that, we had a great time chatting. We have a different server that night. Betty, Manny, and Kim were not working the night shift. When the CEO of Samuel Bergisa took over Shari, some of the employees began to quit because of him and the poor management. I think Kim was first to quit, but I don't remember exactly when. Manny was second to quit, sometime in December 2019. Betty stayed for about 3 more years. In late 2022, the same high school friend we once invited ended up working at the Shari as a dishwasher. My family and I saw him there sometimes. He didn't last long and eventually quit. Oh, there are a few papers on the counter. Oh wow, since this building is for sale/lease, it is worth $3.8 million. More info about the property and whatnot. Pretty interesting stuff so far. That Shari is located in Vancouver on Southeast Chocolate Drive. They are no longer in business, and I was able to go inside and do some filming. If you haven't seen the video, the link is in the description below. We were still going to Shari more often in late 2022. We saw Betty, and she was our server. She gave her usual greeting. There was an ATM for the working lottery. When we asked how she was doing, she told us honestly that things were not looking good for Shari's. Her manager was extremely rude, and she was planning to quit because of the problems. We were sad to see her go, but we understood that she wanted to leave as soon as possible. Sometimes I would stop by, not to eat, but just to see Betty. She was not there every time I stopped by, which confirmed that she was no longer working there. It totally felt weird not seeing her working here anymore. Aside from that, in early 2023, we stopped here for breakfast and noticed that the restaurant was very understaffed. We waited about 45 minutes to get our food because of the slow service. I feel bad for a few staff members working. In the summer of 2023, we decided to give it another try, but the result was the same. A divorcee who had worked here for 18 years stopped by our table and talked with my family. She said things were getting much worse. She mentioned that only 3 people were running the restaurant. She was the only dishwasher, 1 server was handling the entire dining area, and 1 cook was making all the food. She said corporate didn't care about employees anymore. She also said that if someone applied at Shari's, they wouldn't call them back because they didn't want to hire more workers. There was one time when she did not show up for work because she was sick and has diabetes. She informed Shari's and they demanded a doctor's note. They thought she was lying about being sick, so she refused to give them personal medical information. Shari then told her not to come back to work for a few more days. And we were surprised and felt sorry for her. We asked where Betty was working, and she said Betty found a new job at the original pancake house on Portland Road in Salem. Some other former Shari employees worked there as well. Anyway, it was our last time meeting at the Shari's. We never came back until they closed down for good. I later find out that I did not have Manny on Facebook anymore. Things changed, which is understandable. The last time I saw him and his family was at Salem Center in the summer of 2023. I think the divorcee mentioned that Kim was working at a small diner on Lancaster Drive. I hope Betty, Manny, Kim, and the other former Shari employees are all doing okay today. So a huge shout out to Betty, Manny, Kim, and other employees working so hard throughout the years. If anyone has memories whether you were a former customer or employee who came here, please share them in the comment section. I would love to hear your stories. Otherwise, thank you very much. Anyway, there used to be another Shari's in Salem, which is on Commercial Street, and they were built in the same year just like this place. I rarely went there once every few years. I heard a video of that abandoned Shari's when I went inside. If you haven't seen the footage, the link is in the description below. I recall years ago this Shari was packed. We would go to one in Kaiser, which was a bit far away from where I'm at. My family thought it was way better than this one. The Shari's in Kaiser closed a month before this, and the other on Commercial Street went out of business. I have the video of the inside abandoned Shari's in Kaiser. Check out the footage if you haven't seen it. By the way, I also tried to apply here as a dishwasher when I was job searching in the summer of 2023, but they never called me for an interview. I'm glad I did not end up working here because if I had, I would have been under a lot of pressure dealing with so many tasks. Here's a large booth on the right. I remember sitting there once too. In December 2023, when I kept seeing this Shari was still understaffed, I decided to send an email to someone who worked here. I politely mentioned that more people needed to be hired. At some point, the former general manager responded, and she said she wanted to talk with me about my concerns regarding the understaffing. She explained that it was very difficult to get people to show up for interviews or even answer the phone when she called to schedule one. Anyway, she had hired 3 people in the last month, but they worked one day and never came back. She said they were doing the best they could with what they had. It became clear to me that Shari was probably not going to stick around the following year. It is just so strange that there are no remaining Shari's locations in Oregon anymore. The company still exists, but it can only be found in Washington, Idaho, and California. There are only 10 locations left, and they're still not doing well. This is the old gambling service area, by the way. There used to be 6 slot machines here before they were taken away. As a kid, I wanted to take a peek in this area. I don't remember I snuck in here once. It's been a long time. I legit thought this section had a bar, but I turned out to be wrong. I heard before the lottery service existed, this used to be the former additional dining space. We're gonna check the closet. Turning on the light. Perfect. Got some things on the floor. Here are the empty shelves as well. The ladder goes up to the attic and roof. The roof hatch left open. Don't know why. I'm sure the attic room is dusty in there. to your kitchen. Here we are. This is the main oven over here. This section here is the old bakery department. The bakers used to make pies many years ago. We used to get apple pie all the time, and they were so good back then. I really miss those pies so much. There's a rusty shoe pan leaning against the wall. Here's the ice machine. Interesting, it was never taken out when this place shut down. Nothing inside of it. Here's what the kitchen looks like. Cheers if the lights were flickering. Still got some things left behind. Let's check the freezer room. Just mostly empty shelves in there. Pie ingredients, toppings, seasonings, and such used to be here back then. Nice to know the fans were turned off. We're done with this room. My god, the flickering lights are so annoying. Over here, there used to be the washing machine. And that's where my old friend from high school was washing dishes all day long. I remember once we asked for a lift back to his apartment. He didn't have a car at that time. There used to be racks here where kitchenware stuff used to be. All of them, the decor, trash, and electronic stuff were thrown into the big blue container. I was like, that can be right. All of them could easily be auctioned off if it weren't for the big container. Plus, having all those things thrown away would have been considered a hazard. I shared this a few times. Shari's corporate didn't care about it anymore. We're gonna check in on the freezer room in a moment. We had a food product info on a metal sheet. Interesting. We're in. Additional empty shelves as well. The room smells old and nasty. Another fans are turned off. Seriously, this building is falling apart. So many things need to be repaired. From what I heard, other former Shari buildings are having similar problems as well. Anyway, this is where the cooks used to prepare breakfast, lunch, and dinner many times. I definitely make the country ham and cheese omelette to this day. Oh, look at those papers. Got these summer menu ads. They seriously look delicious. There used to be birds on the shelves. Every time I came to Shari's, I always ordered breakfast. I regret not trying out lunch and dinner meals. I should have done that years ago. The kitchen is so small. Holy crap, look at this. It is so freaking nasty. That would have been bad if the restaurant was operating back then. There's a sticky note on the counter stating it needs to be removed. Anyway, I remember coming here one night years ago to have breakfast. My pancakes weren't cooked all the way when I was eating, and there was obviously gooey stuff coming out. I didn't get sick afterward, but it was still bad. All the times, my parents and I came here around 1 a.m. after I got stitches at the hospital in 2019. We ordered and waited for a long time. I literally saw our food on the counter and was tempted to bring it to the table myself. This is the employees break area. Back to the story, the waitress was walking around and basically didn't care about us. I didn't want to waste my chocolate coffee bringing our food on the table. So we decided to leave and go home. The waitress looked concerned and asked if she wanted to make us stay, but we left anyway. This is the manager's office. Turning on the light. I can see the wall color blue. Those shows usually have important stuff such as binders and whatnot. There would have been Wi-Fi router as well. As a kid, I used to bring my iPad and always rely on connecting to Wi-Fi. So many wirings going on in here. Not surprised. Before this place went out of business, I'm not sure if the manager's room was ever messy. That would have been bad. There used to be a safe box down there. Let's see what's in the drawer. Some random stuff left behind. I'm sure those things can be reusable. We're gonna do the dry storage room. All the supplies and camera food used to be here at one point. Only one light is on in the back. I'm betting there used to be holiday decorations up there as well. The black rack here sells soda boxes that used to connect to the hoses. Those were for the soda fountain I showed you before. I know it's been sodas since the number 10. Oh look, huge parts of the walk I ripped badly. There's going to be a major reparation if a new tenant takes hold of his place. Here's a closer shop at the additional storage space up there. Right under his room. I remember several years ago, I started wondering what would happen if this series ended up closing someday. Sadly, my prediction came true. I knew they were going to close until the Shari branches in Oregon were in the process of closing. When I found out my childhood Shari had shut down for good, I wasn't surprised, but it hit me so hard at the same time. To be honest, I kinda got emotional because this place meant a lot to me when I was growing up. When Shari used to be good, I honestly thought they were way better than IHOP and Denny's. Got a circuit breaker. Same thing over here. I just wish Shari was still doing well if it happened under a different CEO, not Samuel Bagisa. She's the worst person ever, I swear to God. Anyway, here's the end of the closet. Not sure what this black thing is. Got some cleaning directions on the wall. There would have been water hoses here before. The mop bucket is still around. Wow. Let's check the other room. This one right here is the water heater closet. Never seen shelves in here before. There's a water heater machine. I'm thinking they still work like they're supposed to. Hopefully this building doesn't get torn down in the near future. I would rather see this place get reused. Seeing new businesses taking over the old series is definitely super cool. Got a bucket on the floor. Closing the door. Now I'm gonna turn all the lights off. It's too weird being in the darkness, except that sunlight coming through the window. The dining area looks depressing to me. What a shame. Although it kinda gives me a liminal space vibes. I like seeing those stuffs online. And that'll be it. That's gonna wrap up the video. Make sure to like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching, and until next time, see you on the other side.